genitalia. And the female.
Yeah, really pretty writing too.
Thank you.
For a guy anyway.
And just gonna draw both pictures real quick. No, maybe not. Here, I'll draw a female one. That was easy. So, you have the ovaries. Yes. And so right here where the vagina is, it has these ridges on the inside. And those are called, what are those called? It took me a while to find it. It is called, if I find it.
Rugae.
What was that?
Rugae. Vaginal rugae.
And what these do is expand for like childbirth or sexual interactions. And it also contracts. And during birth, when it contracts, that's why you kind of wear a diaper kind of thing. Because stuff just leaks out. Because it takes a while for it to contract when it's that big. But, yeah. Don't really have too much. And the ovaries are kind of like the testicles for men. They produce sex hormones and special cells for the reproduction process. Also, an interesting fact about the female genitalia, vaginas and sharks both contain a substance called squalene, which is like a lubrication, which is in the shark's liver. So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, not cool, but interesting. Male. So the male has this chain thing that comes from what's called Vas Deferens. And what that is, when semen is getting carried through, that's what it gets carried through to. It's kind of like just taking a ride with it, through it. And it exits out of enters into the urethra. And that's what performs ejaculation. And each testicle contains different hormones. Contains specialized cells and ducts. Some of these produce male hormones and others develop sperm. So each of them has like its own different thing to do. And an interesting fact about the male genitalia, diphalia is the medical term for having two penises, which is 1% of the world has that. And that's what it's called, diphalia. So, yeah. That was interesting.
Let's finish labeling the structure of the female reproductive anatomy.
Okay.
So the ovaries have little, well, the ovaries are surrounded by
That's what's in the ovaries.
It's in them? Oh. Oh yeah, and the ovaries release a mature egg approximately every 28 days. So that was another interesting one. Yeah.
Okay, so the ovaries are surrounded by part of the fallopian tube, and these little arms that surround the ovaries are there to pick up the mature egg that the ovary has released, right? And these little arms are called fimbriae. Okay? And then the fimbriae guide the egg into this structure right here. What is this structure?
Fallopian tube.
Fallopian
Yeah.
tube. And the egg floats through the fallopian tube until it comes into this structure. What's this structure?
The uterus.
The uterus. And what is in the uterus that if fertilized, the egg can implant into?
The lining.
Yeah, the lining. So when it comes time for a woman to release an egg, her body says, oh, maybe I'll be pregnant, so I better prepare a place for this egg to implant. And it increases the lining of the uterus. Okay? And it increases the lining of the uterus until and only if something implants in it. If nothing implants there, then it flushes off or sloughs off the lining of the uterus, and that's where a woman's period is.
Oh.
Okay? This Vas Deferens is also known as the Vas Deferens. Okay? And the Vas Deferens is the systems of tubes that semen and sperm flow through to get to the ejaculation point. All right, so in a male, you still have two, these are called gonads. Okay, in men or women, ovaries or testes are called gonads, and they're their sex endocrine glands. So in a male, our gonads, the gonads are located externally, right? And they're located within a sac. They're located in the testes, or they are testes, and they're located in this sac. And depending on temperature, they either move up or they lower down so that sperm can stay at the appropriate temperature in order to be able to fertilize an egg. Okay? Now we have all this Vas Deferens here, and the Vas Deferens meets up with the ureter. Right? So they perform essentially the same function, right? Our ovaries, or our female gonads, provide the egg that is then fertilized by the sperm, which is the part of the cell that's provided by the male gonads. Okay? These release estrogen. They release oxytocin when it's time to have a baby, right? They release human chorionic gonadotropins once a person gets pregnant. That's what causes the egg to implant into the uterine wall. This releases testosterone, releases, I don't remember the name of the other one. Anyway, so this is our male genitalia, yeah.
Why do the testicles start up where the ovaries would be at?
Because everybody starts as a female. And it's only when they start developing their sexual traits that their body decides if they're going to be male or female. So when you first start to develop, all of your gonads are located in your abdomen. And it isn't until your body says, oh, I have an X and a Y chromosome, that it decides, I'm going to move these gonads from out of the middle of our body down into the sac underneath. Not everybody starts as female, because you're already decided if you're a male or a female once the egg and the sperm combine. But you start with the same anatomical features, which then develop differently. Make sense? All right, thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.